Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've never been to Brazil before, and I'm really looking forward to that trip. I'm going to be doing some presentations where I'll be talking about the theory and applications of the theory to life situations. But actually, the part I like the best is the question and answer, and that's where the audience just gets to ask me whatever it is they want to ask me. They can ask me any kind of question they want. There's nothing that's off the table, and I encourage them to ask the hard questions. Any question that's an honest question is a good question. It doesn't have to be something that is on target or even about what we talked about. If you have something that's of interest, then we just talk about it in that Q&A. And one of the things that I will do, besides the question and answer after each session, is because I say you need to have your own experience, well, I'm going to teach you some about how to have that experience. I'm going to give you some instruction about how to use your mind to heal, so you can heal another person with your intention about how to get information out of the databases. Let's say remote view, which is see what's going on other places where you are not. There's lots of things. We're going to do some looking at health auras. So we'll do some looking and see what's wrong with people, and then we'll find out whether or not we got it right or not. And I'll have some remote viewing targets, and we'll find out if you get them right or not. So at least I'll give you some instruction on how to do those things. Now, you shouldn't expect to get really good at it in a couple of days, but you'll have everything you'll need to know to go back home and learn how to be good at it. It's just not that hard. With about, 3, 4, 5 months of work, you can become a pretty good healer with your mind. It doesn't take a lot of effort. These things are easier than you think. You can, with a little practice, probably takes a little more practice to become a pretty good remote viewer. And you can start developing your intuition. So that intuition is something that's dependable and gives you good information, not just kind of random stuff. And I can explain to you why these things work, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, and what makes them more powerful and what makes them not work. It's what you bring to it. It's nothing about the stuff itself that doesn't work. It's about the person and the attitudes and the things that you bring to the table is what really makes it work or not. And I can explain that. So we're going to have some fun. I'm going to talk a bit about the theory. We're going to do a lot of questions and answers. Let the audience get their questions answered, and we're going to do a little paranormal lessons about how to experience this stuff. And in all, we're going to have a good time. It should be a lot of fun. Time will go by very quickly. By the time we get to the end, you just really be ready to start. It always happens that way. So it'll be a lot of fun, and you'll get an awful lot out of it. You'll see your life from a different perspective, a perspective you've probably never thought of before, and suddenly all those problems that you have will make sense. You see, this My Big Two theory is not just a theory of the objective world, but it's a theory of the subjective world too. So it turns the subjective world into a science. So all of those issues and feelings and things that you're having and problems in relationships, there's a science now that'll tell you exactly why you're having that problem and why you're having that pain and why you're frustrated. You can now have a logical explanation of the intuitive side and the subjective side of your life. And that usually surprises a lot of people because suddenly they understand a whole lot more about themselves and who they are and why they are that way. So, come on down. We're gonna have a good time. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it will.